get here. It's like the days go by, time flies through. We stay in these zones of comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
We stay in that zone. And as we know, like your growth zone, that place where you are growing and expanding and transforming and really reaching potentiality of what's possible for you. That's outside your comfort zone. Like none of that's going to happen in your comfort zone, you know? So a part of the work I do also is pushing people to like gently nudging people to that edge. Yoga, part of the philosophy of yoga is that we work the edge of comfortability. There are sutras in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali that speak directly to this idea of pushing the way we push away experience or the way we cling to experience. Like we're either pushing away discomfort or we're clinging to comfort. They're directly pointing to this idea that we presence in that place of where it's right on the edge for us, where it's a little sweaty, right? A little nerve wracking, a little bit sweaty. That's where we grow. That's our growth place. And just kind of turning it back to Gay Hendricks, that's what he talks about in The Big Leap, in this idea of upper limits.
Mm-hmm.
And we shift our upper limit of comfortability. We shift our comfort zone by playing the edge, right? By learning tools to be at that edgy place, to expand our upper limit, and then also, take care of ourselves as we start to expand our upper limit. Like a lot of the body work that you've been trained in, a lot of that is a great way to integrate. So as you hit new upper limits and you expand what's possible for you, then it's all about integration, right? Healthy integration, like not drinking the beer, but like healthy, I mean, you and I are kind of holistic people, but I know maybe not everyone is, but um, having those ways to like, okay, play that edge, expand into that future self. And then how do we maintain that expansion, right? You're getting body work, you're taking those Epsom salt baths, you're integrating, you're doing breath work, you're doing meditation, you're really expanding what's possible for yourself and your energy field so that as you expand into those bigger moments that are edgy and sweaty, you don't like freak out. you
Right. I
know?
like to call it practicing higher consciousness. Like that's what
Uh-huh.
I'm always like, how are we practicing higher consciousness every day? Because that's the integration. Even if you don't know what you're integrating, you are
Mm-hmm.
integrating as you're doing that, as you're moving into the practice, because we are creatures of habit. And we've
Mm-hmm.
been taking on the programming of security and lack, which I think is what keeps us in those lower, staying within our limits or our zone of practicality,
Yeah.
because we feel secure, which means that we have less fear, which means, and then there's, lack in the world. So there's not enough in the world. So I need to stay here because I have enough here. And
Mm-hmm.
so what I wanted to say is those mindset shifts, we have to stay in our knowingness and our alignment in belief in ourselves while we're battling the mindset programming, because it'll keep creeping in. It'll be like, oh, but there's not enough people, or not enough people are going to find you, or they don't care about your message. You're battling that programming while
Mm-hmm.
you're holding your center and truly madly believing in yourself and believing in divine timing. Because our ego will say, like, oh, if it hasn't happened by now, it's not going to happen because there's not enough in the world. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we have to go through those steps before we have the big breakthrough for all that growth.